A busy afternoon at a local magistrate's. Two arraignments, one for an alleged burglar shot in the act, the other for a homicide. They're our top story on News 13 at 4:30.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Well, he's been a person of interest for more than a month, and today Hazleton police officially charged him with murder. They also charged another man in a break-in from last weekend. Stephanie Gorney was at this afternoon's dual arraignments.
Police charged 20-year-old Adamus Arias in the West Maple Street shooting back on February 23rd that left Angel Villalobos dead and another unidentified man wounded. For more than a month, Arias has been in custody on an unrelated parole violation and an arrest warrant out of West Hazleton. Back on February 25th, police arrested him at a home on James and 8th Street after tracking his cell phone. Police say the investigation is still ongoing, but they are confident with the charges filed.
Investigation naturally continues, but at this point, the City Police Department is confident that we have, in fact, filed the formal charges against the killer of Angel Villalobos.
She came at my face. The family of Angel Villalobos was there for the arraignment and had some choice words for Arias' family.
We knew it was him, okay, and nothing. We're leaving it in the hands of one God and the attorneys and the detectives. We know that he's going to eventually get what he deserves, and that's all we're doing.
The second victim, who has not yet been identified, was treated and later released from hospital care. In another incident from last weekend, police have charged 24-year-old Zachary D'Angelo with burglary and other counts. He's the man who was shot by a homeowner when the man walked in and found D'Angelo in his home on Hayes Street. D'Angelo apparently gave the homeowner a hard time, and the homeowner, who is licensed to carry a gun, shot him. D'Angelo ran off, but police tracked him down. He was just released from the hospital for his gunshot wound. District Judge Zola arraigned both men this afternoon. They remain in custody. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Hazleton.
So what's it like to fight crime in the big city? Some students at Penn State Hazleton found out last night. News 13 was invited to a class taught by Judge Corey Stevens, which featured detectives and prosecutors from the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. The speakers gave mock court demonstrations about their careers and the importance of police work. They previewed what it's like being an investigator, a forensic analyst, a prosecutor, intel analyst, and a handful of other police careers. District Attorney Callie Badalato says the best part of her job is the hands-on investigative work.
My favorite part of working in the office is, I think, in this specific, the dangerous drug offender, it's not a reaction, it's proactive investigations where you can make an impact.
The class featured some undercover cops who we couldn't put on camera. Judge Stevens says he hopes his students can have a greater understanding of what career path they'll pursue after the class. Well, quick work by some folks on the scene and quick action by administrators at the Hazleton Area 9th Grade Center made all the difference today when a fire was sparked on the roof. That blaze broke out on the roof around lunchtime as roofing contractors were finishing up the last of the repairs to the building from damage sustained during Hurricane Sandy last fall. Fire officials believe static electricity may have sparked some flammable adhesive that was being used, and that touched off a smoky blaze on some insulation panels. Teachers and staff quickly got over 600 students out of that building and across the street to the high school, and that included some pre-K and special needs students who go to class in the same building. Roof workers and the custodial staff quickly grabbed the school's fire extinguishers and brought that blaze under control.
Their quick work really saved the disaster here. The fire could have been a lot more significant worse because of the fact that the roof was open, so all that foam board, as you see against the wall over there, was all exposed, and once you get that flame and this light wind, it'll travel.
All students were evacuated safely and quickly. We certainly give credit to Mrs. Salvatierra, Mr. Patrone, the administrators in the building, and the teachers and paraprofessionals who helped with that evacuation.
Well, fortunately, nobody was hurt. The school itself didn't suffer any structural damages, so classes will resume as scheduled, folks, on Monday afternoon. A man was badly injured after being struck by a slow-moving train in Hazleton last night. Hazleton Fire Department and Hazleton Police were at the scene late last evening after 911 calls were made saying a pedestrian was struck by a train on the railroad crossing at Vine and Chestnut Street in Hazleton. The Hazleton Fire Department says the man was badly hurt. He was treated at the scene by paramedics, then loaded into an ambulance, taken for further treatment. No word or update on his identity or his condition today. Well, autism. It's a very confusing disease, but this is Autism Awareness Month, and Christina Papa spoke to a family who believes in awareness is the key to understanding.
Marina Norris knew something was different about her son, Ryan, at a very young age.
When he turned 2 years old, we start seeing that he is acting a little bit different than everybody else.
105.
He wouldn't talk to you, but he would count everything till like thousands, and he remembered names.
Marina was busy running her salon and raising her 3 children, but when she noticed Ryan was having a hard time communicating, she went searching for answers. That's when Marina says her son was diagnosed with autism, which isn't a disease. It's a broad range of disorders, each with different traits.
He was 1 in like 2,500. And today we have 1 in, the new number is 1 in 50.
Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere, or SAFE's Executive Director Dolphus Tiert, is no stranger to the autism community. Since his son was diagnosed with autism 18 years ago, Dolphus has committed much of his time to helping his family and others work through their tough times.
My son's name is Tavon. He's 22 years old. We were excited to at least have a name to know what was wrong with him, because if you imagine 18 years ago, wasn't that many services and practically none in some areas.
But that isn't the case anymore. Now there are several foundations, including Helping Hands, SAFE, and Parents and Professionals, that reach out to families in need.
Marina says every day is a new adventure with her son, and she couldn't do it without the help and support of Helping Hands and her friends here at the salon.
I have few friends who going through this, but has teenager kids with autism. But the biggest support for us was Helping Hands.
Marina gets support from coworkers like Charlie Murdoch, who says Marina is a great mother.
I admire her. She's kind of a mentor of mine. She's a great mom, and I won't want to say deals with it. She loves him so much, and she does it out of love, but it's a lot harder.
Charlie says she wishes folks would learn more about this disorder so they can become more accepting to the differences.
You have to understand that even though the kids are a little quirky or they're still wonderful blessings and gifts. So I would say just have patience and be kind regardless.
Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
And coming up on News 13, get ready to swing into spring. Some nice temps on the way, and we'll tell you all about them in News 13 weather. But first, some adorable friends need a forever home. We'll introduce you and hopefully touch your hearts just ahead on News 13. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily numbers 065, Big 4 9299, Quinto 59755, and the treasure hunt 11, 18, 24, 25, 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 70th birthday to Helen Smith. She celebrates on Sunday. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Hazleton Power will be holding a Break the Ice social at the Cole Street Ice Rink in Wilkes-Barre. Cost is $10 per person and includes admission and skate rentals, plus a portion will be donated to the American Cancer Society. More info, please contact Janine at SSPTV.com. Also tonight, vendors are now wanted for the Sons of the American Legion Mountain Post 781's 5th annual flea market on Sunday, May 5th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Cost is $10 undercover or $5 in the yard. Registration is available by calling 570-474-2161. And finally, a Zumba-thon fundraiser will be held Saturday, April 13th at 11 a.m. to benefit the West Hazleton Baseball Association. The event will be held at the West Hazleton Fire and Police Station. Cost is $7, and for more info, please call 570-778-8228. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Edmund Albert Wickman of West Hazleton, Services are private and will be held at the convenience of the family. The Cropton Hughes Funeral Home assisted the family with the arrangements. Francis Ann Yannick of Weatherly. Arrangements will be announced by the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Thomas W. Walton of Weatherly. Funeral is Monday at 10:30 a.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Donald Adam Lindeman. Celebration will be held April 12th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Top of the 80s restaurant. Leon J. Discavage, formerly of Shenandoah. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the John F. Flager Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. And Eleanor Skasko of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's, once again, the Hazleton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 570-501-3410 for information on luncheon packages.
Back here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me, and today's featured dog is quite the gem. We have Ruby here.
That is correct. We have little Ruby here, who is about a 2-year-old Pomeranian. She's very sweet. She's a little bit skittish with some strangers. Now, she took to you right away, but she's also great with other dogs. She was found with another dog, an older black Pomeranian. We think that might be her father or older brother. We don't know. But she does seem to get along really well with other dogs. She's very healthy looking. Her fur is beautiful. She looks like she was just groomed. And she's got a lot of spunk, a lot of energy. She's very playful, very affectionate. And we still need to get her spayed, of course. Before she's able to go home, we'll make sure she's spayed and completely vaccinated and everything and all ready for her new home. But we just want to make her available to, make her known to the public now because she's a very sweet dog. We think we could start taking applications on her very soon.
Okay, and there's Ruby for you. Now let's head on into the cat colony. Okay, and now here we are in the male cat colony once again, and today we have Linus, who seems to love to cuddle, Chris.
That's true. Linus is a very snuggly cat. He loves to be held with no issue. He's a young adult male. He's pretty new to the colony. Last week we featured Jonas, who's a veteran. This little guy is brand new, and he's, as I said, a domestic medium hair. He's a young adult. He's neutered and fully vaccinated. He also, of course, tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV. He also seems to get along very well with the other cats in here, so I think he would be appropriate for a household that already has animals.
Okay, and there's Lioness. Now, if you guys at home are interested in Ruby or Lioness, stop on down at the Hazleton Animal Shelter at 101 North Poplar Street. And for this week's Adopt Me, I'm Stephanie Gorney.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar. We got nothing. That's just ground clutter around the radar in Binghamton, and that means clear skies. However, it's pretty breezy out there. Weather Service issued a brush fire warning. Creative condition, we're walking on sunshine. It's by Christopher Hull. He's a second grader at Valley Elementary, and he's outside playing, just enjoying the beautiful weather, kind of like we can do today. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton. Tonight, mostly clear and chilly. It'll go all the way down to 21 degrees tonight. Then Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 47. Into the early morning hours, chance of showers or maybe some sleep because there'll be a low of 33. And Sunday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain showers with a high near, get this, 57. Showers end, overnight low around 41. And Monday, here we go. When was the last time you saw a 62 on the board? Cloudy with a chance of showers, high near 62, low only going down at night to 48 degrees. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy, a high about 61. On over to Schuylkill County tonight, mostly clear and cold with a low around 26. But then Saturday, sunny with a high near 48, low down to 33. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers, a high near 53. Showers continue overnight with a low of 45. And Monday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers, a high near 66 degrees. Nighttime low only down to 49. Then Tuesday, partly sunny with a chance of showers and another set of 66 degrees. Can't wait for that. Still ahead on News 13, it was a night for legends as a new era in baseball comes to the area. We'll tell you who was in town as the Rail Riders took the field. Fred Barletta is next with News 13 Sports.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr. and Ron Marchetti.
Well, 24 years ago, they were the Red Barons. Then they became the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Yankees. Last night officially starts the new era, the Rail Riders, complete with a brand new redone stadium up at PNC Park at Music. And I'm telling you what, it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, about the only thing that went wrong is in extra innings, the Rail Riders lose the game. But that couldn't damper the spirits of everybody involved. And boy, they rolled out the red carpet. Last night, myself and Mike Madry were there. Mike files this report on everything that took place, and I'm telling you, it was worth the wait.
And we will be here, we will be here for many, many years to come. So thank all of you. Have a great night. Have fun.
That was Yankees co-owner Hal Steinbrenner addressing fans at the opening day ceremony at PNC Field. The Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders introduced the idea of renovation last year, and 10 months later, here we are.
Well, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's amazing they did this in 10 months. I mean, absolutely amazing. Walked around the whole facility earlier, and there just seems to be something for everybody, every age group. Kids, adults, something for everybody, and that's a great thing. That's what minor league baseball is all about.
This minor league ballpark is a gem. The stadium is 360 degrees, which means fans can walk around the whole premises of the park and never miss a second of action. Besides the new renovations, there's another key component in keeping the Yankees farm system in Scranton.
Cashman and all of our people can get back and forth relatively quickly for any rehab assignments and to look at the young kids and see who's ready to come up. So it's great to have them this close.
Well, after nearly $42 million in renovation, PNC Field is finally looking the way the Rail Riders wanted to look.
It's beautiful. I like the fact that they took the upper deck off because it was never being used, and we haven't walked around the concourse yet, but that's what we're going to be doing shortly. It's a beautiful field, makes us feel like back at Yankee Stadium again.
The Rail Riders introduced their new name this offseason, and they took a very different approach in the naming process. This time they left it up to the fans, and one fan from the Hazleton area had a huge impact on this organization.
When they were renovating the stadium, they had to choose a new name, and my dad wanted me to throw out some names that we could choose, and I was throwing out animal names, you know, to fit the area, and porcupines fits because there's porcupines around here, and hey, I guess it worked.
The first pitch ceremony consisted of 29 people throwing out the first pitch, among them Hall of Fame great Reggie Jackson, who was on hand to witness the revealing of the new and improved PNC Field.
Well, nice to be here. Thanks for saying you're honored. It's an honor for me. I represent the Yankees. I represent Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, which is, affiliated of the New York Yankees, and then the Steinbrenner family is here. So I consider it an honor for them to ask me to represent the franchise and to come down here with them. So it's a nice day for me.
With all the injuries to the New York Yankees, many scouts are hoping this AAA ball club glimmers and can provide some stability to a roster that is already hurt and aging in New York.
There's no choice. You got to play tonight at 7 o'clock. You got to field a team. And no matter who you are on that major league roster, coaching staff, management, etc., you've got to go out and give 100% and do your best to win the ball game. And, surprisingly, you never know what's going to happen, which is great. It's a cliche, if you will, but, players will go out and you pitch well, play some good defense. All of a sudden you get yourself in position where a run or two will win a ball game. But you give up 6 or 7 runs or 8 runs like we have in the first couple of games, 7, 8 runs, and you're not going to win. But we get a good pitching effort, get some good defense, get a few timely hits. And, until the guys get back, and maybe anywhere from 40 to 50 games, if you can stay around 500, you've got a chance.
For a year, this minor league affiliate didn't have a place they could call their own. And with the new renovations, $43 million in all, they finally have something to not only call their own, but a ballpark to show off. The Rail Riders hope this new park can give families an opportunity to kick back on a fine summer evening and watch a game of baseball in this family-friendly atmosphere. In Music, I'm Mike Madry for News 13.
Yeah, they really rolled out the red carpet and had all of the whistles and bells, and it was really a nice night. As we said, the only thing went wrong. Final score, well, the Rail Riders lose. And you look at the score and you say, wow, they got pummeled. No, the game was in extra innings. Pawtucket scored 5 times in the extra frame in the 10th inning. Now, closer to home, Hazleton area Cougars rebounded. Well, they bounced back against their nemesis, Wyoming Valley West. Sal Biazzi showing that he can get the job done on the baseball diamond as well. Cougars win over Valley West. Meanwhile, in the Schuylkill League, North Schuylkill 8-5 winners over Pottsville, and Marion edges Shenandoah Valley, final in that one 5-4. In softball yesterday, what an amazing comeback for the Lady Cougars. They trailed 3-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning, and they were 3 outs away and 3 runs down. What do? They not only get a little rally, they win the ball game. 4-3, the final one there. The Cougars, they will play Coughlin today. That was the first game in the Wyoming Valley Conference for them. End of the week, and well, you know what that means. You got to head up to Bottlenecks. It's the all-night happy hour. They got half-price apps and drink specials from open to close, and that includes the huge imported beer selection, pool dart shuffleboard, kitchen open until midnight. And they got those 14 flat-screen TVs. Get up, and you're going to watch the games tonight up at Bottlenecks. They sponsor us right here on SSPTV.
It's the first Friday of the month, April 5th. This is Short Shots, a review of this past week in sports. Hi, everybody. The Final Fours were established. Michigan, Syracuse, Wichita State, and Louisville for the men, and for the women, Notre Dame, UConn, California, and Louisville. Last Sunday was a great day for the city of Louisville, with both the men and women reaching the Final Four, despite that gruesome injury to Kevin Ware of the Cardinals that we all watched in horror. The Louisville men beat Duke by 20, and the Louisville women upset Baylor by 183-82 while shooting 16 threes. Baylor was a 24-point favorite, winning 78 of the last 79 games. Brittany Griner, at 6'8", ended her brilliant college career with 3,283 points, 748 blocks, and 18 career dunks, all records. She was a 3-time Big 12 Player of the Year. Locally, Hazelton lost to Dallas in their tennis opener. The Hazelton track team swept past Tunkhannock. In baseball so far, the Cougars are 2-3. Marion is 2-1. So MMI is 1-1. Weatherly is 1-2. In softball, the Marion Phillies are 2-0, and also the Lady Cougars are 2-0. Congrats to Cougar basketball player who was simply outstanding this past season for being named All-State third team by the Pennsylvania Sports Writers. Biazzi is only one of 4 juniors that were selected for that for those 3 All-State teams. He scored 590 points this season in 22 games, good for an average of 26.8 PPG, both school records. He is also the only Hazelton area Cougar underclassman to ever score 1,000 career points in the school's 21-year history. And just maybe, the people who fumbled in the last home basketball game this past season will recover and finally acknowledge Biazzi for his accomplishment on the court at the first home game next season. We shall see. The 35-1 Notre Dame women defeated Duke to make the Final Four, their 3rd straight win. Now the Irish must face the Lady Huskies of UConn once again, a team they have beaten 3 times this season by a total of 5 points, twice in OT, and 7 out of the last 8 times they met. I think it will be very difficult for ND to beat UConn again on Sunday. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders opened their season last night at their brand new PNC Field in Moosic. The Red Sox beat the Yankees in the season opener in the Bronx and took 2 of 3 in their first series. I think this would be a good year to stop calling the Yankees the Bombers. Yu Darvish of the Texas Rangers just missed a perfect game when he gave up a hit with 2 out in the 9th against Houston. What else? Rutgers fired their basketball coach, Mike Rice, after a video release of his practices, which were brutal. This guy pushed, kicked, threw basketballs, and ridiculed his team. He showed no respect to his players. He should have been canned a long time before now. But anyway, for the time he did spend with the Scarlet Knights, as a token of their appreciation, Rutgers agreed to send Rice on a 7-day carnival cruise. Mother of God. However, that story is not finished yet, but I am. Enjoy the Final Four. I'll see you right here on Monday. Till then, stay loose.
And that's News 13 for your Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website any old time, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Baczynski. Have a great weekend.